Welcome to the Cosmic Echoes. Good morning, Sue, on this
Good
wonderful
morning.
autumn
What a
evening.
beautiful day. A morning it is.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's chilly, definitely. There's been a shift into the colder weather, the darker evenings. Time has changed. I find it so funny because we don't change time in South Africa. There's one
Yeah.
time. And now I live in this country where the time is an illusion, really, isn't it?
I find I struggle at I re last night I was going, I can't do this.
I know.
But then a lovely friend reminded it's only 8 weeks before we reach the 21st of December. And so I'm going
Yeah.
to enjoy, I've decided I'm going to enjoy it. So
Yes, well, that's
that's
it.
my policy, is to
Yeah.
enjoy these dark nights, even though it's against the core of who I am.
I know, I know, but it
Our
is
spring
also
girl.
this season. It's this cycle, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's a real
it's
drawing
this
in, isn't it?
this thing of this parts that we don't want to do. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to do it either. I don't want to be in the
No,
dark at 4 in the afternoon, and
no.
yeah,
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's so fitting that we're heading towards Samhain,
yeah,
which is for me the most, I think that's the most magical time of year for me, being an old witch, because it's the witch's new year anyway. But it's
yeah,
this wonderful thinning of the veil
mm,
where the ancestors can they walk forth and
yeah,
join us, and it's this time of understanding where we've come from, and
mm,
our lineage and our heritage, and the whole concept of death and dying and what
yeah,
that means to us. And I think that feasting is that, and the the oranges and the colors and the pumpkins and all of that that comes around this time, it's so poignant. And
yeah,
what have we done? We've turned it into a kid's game of trick and treat
yeah, and dressing up.
and dressing up, which is not what it's about. And I was
No,
talking to a wonderful Mexican woman
yeah,
who lives in Mexico City, and she just says the city comes alive because we all go on the 1st of November, Day of the Dead.
yeah.
We all go to the ceremony, to the cemeteries with our picnics, and we have a picnic with the ghosts of our ancestors, and it just brings
Wouldn't
us
that
together.
be amazing? I always, because my
Yeah,
kids think I'm crazy. I love this. I just want to go into the cemeteries and kind of,
yes,
feel this connection point we have with our friends and ancestors and people
yeah,
that have passed over. But it's
yeah.
such a taboo in our society. Um, it's the cycle issue or
Or the
condensation,
non-cycle issue.
or the
Yes,
non-cycle.
we're we've been programmed into believing we live a linear life, and judgments at
Mm.
the end of it. I mean, what's that about, for goodness sake?
Oh, yeah,
So actually, the Shift Network course I'm running is all about inviting you to step out of that belief and to understand that we are all living in this spiral of evolution, and which
mm,
matches the the cycles of nature. And of course, it's,
mm,
yeah, I don't like going into the dark, but we have to. And I
yeah,
think this really brings us um to the moons, because there's the new moon in November, on November the 20th. Of course, it's in Scorpio, which
yeah,
is the dark time of the
mm,
moon. It's the dark, it's the
mm,
deep, it's the unconscious, it's what
mm,
is it going to bring up. But before we get there, yeah, and the full moon here on the 5th of November, which of course is
mm.
bonfire night.
Oh,
Poor old Guy
Taurus.
Fawkes.
I
He
know,
gets it
I
in the
know.
neck every year, doesn't he?
He does, he does. And I
Every
always feel
year.
so sad for the animals that have to go through these.
Yeah. Actually, a Pope
Yeah.
gets it in the neck in Lewes in Sussex, because they burn the Pope as well there.
Oh, okay.
An effigy of the Pope, yeah.
No?
Yeah, they do. But the 5th of November, and the full moon, which is called the Beaver Moon
Ah,
in
that's right.
American native traditions, because the beavers get ready for winter. I
Yeah.
just love that. Now that makes me more able to cope with the dark nights, thinking that we're entering into beaver
Yeah.
territory. So yes, this full moon is, well, it's at the sun is in Scorpio, and the moon is in Taurus. So this is all about values, but bringing in the depth, because Taurus is all about kind of, what we, it's kind of like me, what's
Mm.
mine, what do I
Yeah,
value? But the deeper process is, of course, all about our self-worth.
yeah. And very much dark, kind of returning to the dark, to that where that seed is planted. I always think of
Yeah.
that myth of Persephone when we go
Yes.
to this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that, do you know, I've never thought of that before. Of
Yeah.
course, she goes from the earth, which is
Yeah.
Taurus, down into the underworld with Scorpio, and then comes back up again. Do you know, thanks for that. Of course.
Yeah. And her mom Demeter is
Yes.
grieving her, and
Yes.
she was the goddess of harvest and
She was goddess of the work.
agriculture. Yeah, and she stops
Yeah.
this now because she's grieving for her daughter. So it's such
Yeah.
a,
Isn't
yeah,
that
intense
interesting?
time. Yes.
I
And it's
love
also a
that.
super moon, isn't it?
It
Again.
is. It's one
Yeah.
of the most, it's going to be the biggest moon of the super moons, the three super moons in a row, which is
Mm.
absolutely lovely. So Taurus also is about stability, it's about and material security.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in how that's going to play out in a world that is being, yeah, our security, our understanding of stability is being severely tested at the moment.
Mm. You always make me think, or you said a while ago, you said Taurus is the bull in the field, just wanting to munch his grass, and that's always for me the image I have. Um, and I think the world. I was doing my daughter's religious studies revision yesterday.
Yeah,
And apparently, there's two kinds of evil in the world, according to Christian beliefs and according to religious studies.
yeah,
And the one is moral evil, so that's
yeah,
human evil,
yeah,
and the other one is natural evil. So this is now stuff that we apparently have nothing to do with, like earthquakes and hurricanes and these things. So yeah,
yeah,
a lot of those things are happening, which isn't evil necessarily.
yeah.
It's an instability I feel in energy,
I don't know.
imbalance.
It's in balance. It is in
Mm,
balance. But what is interesting is that the full moon in Taurus is there's also a game going on here with Mars, god of war,
mm.
conjunct Mercury, right opposite a retrograde Uranus. Now that's
And
very, very volatile.
Mars just enters Sagittarius the day before this whole.
Yeah, yeah. So this is very volatile. And again, I don't want to be hysterical about it, obviously, but Mars in Sagittarius is really the warrior of ideas and truth.
Mm,
And Uranus at such a potent degree, at 0 degrees uh, um, Gemini, I think there's going to be more revelations and truth
yeah.
speaking coming up, but also to do with, because it's a full moon in Taurus, it's this sense of, what do we value? What is value?
Mm,
What is money? So I wonder if there's going to be some form of scandal, but it will be very international, because it's going to be on a global level, I would imagine, because of Mars in Sagittarius, which is
mm.
the sign of global things. So I don't know. I
And
don't know.
interesting, you just reminded me now that Ireland just elected a president very pro or anti-Israel, really, seeing Israel as a terrorist state. And she is an interesting
Wow.
character. And I think there's a lot happening with pushback on injustice in the world.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
was watching
Yeah.
some stuff this morning around kind of Gen Z standing up against corrupt governments, or
Yes.
with the Snow
Yes.
Kings parades in
Yeah.
America. People don't want to do this anymore. Oh, hello.
That's my cat coming to join. No, they actually, and to be arrested in the street for saying this is not right,
Yeah,
that's not good.
no. No.
So I think people, you're right. I think people are absolutely are getting to sort of like, wait, this is not a world that we want to live in.
Yeah.
So we have to make changes here. And this Taurus moon, I think, really sets the scene
Mm.
for the new moon, which is a very Scorpio, 28 degrees Scorpio, and that's on
Yeah.
the 20th of
Okay.
November. So whatever we complete now, or whatever decisions that we make now to clear the way for the new moon,
Mm.
um, and 28 degrees is in it's in the sting of the tail of Scorpio. It's right at
Mm.
the end. So, and that's where the poison is. So,
And
and
it's
again,
also,
this is right
sorry.
opposite Uranus
Yeah.
at
And it's also
29 degrees Taurus.
just before the sun goes into Sagittarius, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's 28 degrees, so it's literally
Mm.
on the cusp. It's kind of like a threshold between the deep unseen, that
Mm.
Scorpio, or what lies beneath the surface, what needs to come up,
Mm.
and the Sagittarius, which is all about truth and far horizons and meaning and faith and vision. But it's all opposites. Uh, Uranus, which by that time will be at 29 degrees Taurus.
Oh,
I don't like predicting things, but I think
yeah.
there's going to be more earthquakes
Oh,
coming
deep.
up from the deep.
Yeah.
I do, I do. And we've just had a massive earthquake, which some people might not know about, in
Mm.
Turkey
Mm.
again. So it was big, it was 6.8 or something.
Yeah.
So, um, and then there's, as you were saying before we came online, this huge hurricane in Jamaica.
Mm. Yeah, and that takes us away from this fight. I mean, if there's a hurricane, your money isn't going to help you. You know what I mean? You
An
can't.
earthquake is not going to help you either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Alaska also, there were big evacuations
yeah,
with people with flooding and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, the earth is earthing. Um,
She's earthing.
we've been messing around.
We have been
Yeah.
messing around and it's not good, is it?
No.
No, I, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because during the full moon coming up, we've got um, Jupiter is square Chiron. So Jupiter is in Cancer,
Mm.
square Chiron in Aries. So this, I don't know, I just feel like there is this sense of, really who are we? What is
Right.
home? What is it now?
Yeah.
What does home mean to us? And it's bringing up this whole concept with it's very vulnerable. Chiron in Aries is very vulnerable place because it doesn't know who it is. It's come here to learn that. And also Jupiter stations on the 11th of November. And so there is this stationary retrograde, and it doesn't move out of Cancer, but it
Mm.
goes right down to the lower degrees of Cancer, and then it goes back direct. And I think this is interesting because Jupiter rules uh, Mars
Sagittarius.
and um, uh, what's it called? Mercury in Sagittarius.
And Jupiter is also the ruler of Sagittarius, isn't it? It's the
Absolutely, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly it. So I
yeah,
I wonder if issues to do with home and what they are and what they mean, or well, isn't that coming up about Gaza?
yeah.
What does
Everywhere really, you know, even in the
everywhere?
UK, it's a lot
Yeah,
about us and them. This isn't your home, this is our home,
yeah,
you know. And at the end of the day, we all migrants in the bigger scheme of things, because we
we
all
are.
moving around and having to do
Yes,
these things.
yes.
Yeah.
And there for the grace of God go all of us. I mean, if massive floods came here where I live, I'd be on the
We,
move.
yeah,
You'd be on the move.
yeah.
So, I think for the full moon, what I wrote down when I was preparing for this, I thought I put down the truth speaks.
Mhm.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
The truth speaks. And also, what's interesting is Neptune now is back in Pisces. Well, it will be on the 5th of November, and again at 29 degrees. So, and this is the anaretic degree, it's a very powerful degree. So, Neptune is taking us back into its own home.
Yeah,
Interesting use of word, um, and moving back towards uh, um, uh, Saturn. Obviously,
mm,
I mean they won't come together until very early next year.
yeah,
But I think this is all again about it's very dreamy.
mm,
It's being inviting us to revisit our dreams, our illusions, our
mm,
delusions. That's the lower aspect
yeah,
of Neptune in Pisces, but the higher aspect is this sort of sense of what is God? What does that
mm,
mean to me? How can I, and the yearning
mm,
to become part of the collective, to this life is hard, and
yeah,
Saturn's right there going, you got to ground it, mate. You
yeah.
can't
Oh,
just go off
I'm
into la
having,
la land now. And
yeah.
la la land's everywhere.
But even in my experience in this time is doing funny things. It's going back and forth for me. We mentioned earlier today that the light feels weird. Like I feel detached from time. It's like it doesn't, you know. And
Yeah.
then dreams. My son and I this morning were comparing dreams again and going, what's going on?
Were you having the same dream?
No, but we both have these very vivid kind of, oh, we all do in the house at the moment, just memorable, real, connected to reality in some form, but crazy, like and memorable. Like we wake up with this
Yeah.
feeling of almost unease, and these
Yeah.
people that are in our lives are in these dreams. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes. It's so interesting. So this is very Neptune going back into Pisces, isn't
Pisces,
it?
yeah.
So I don't like snakes. I try and like snakies, but I'm not very good with them. And I had a massive dream about snakes.
Oh wow.
I mean, major wake up going, I don't like this dream, going back to sleep again, snaky dream.
Oh wow.
Snakies were not attacking me or anything like that. I just didn't like being with them. And
Yeah.
they weren't shedding their skin. So that said,
Yeah.
apparently you do a transformation. They were just being snakies. And I thought there's some fear that I am that this is bringing up for me, but I don't know what the
Mm.
fear is. So I'm
And
very
this is
vigilant at the moment.
the year of the snake as well. We're kind of
Yes,
moving through
yes,
this year of the snake, which
that's so
is
true.
it is shedding, often associated, but there's also a lot of Medusa coming up for me these couple of days, you know. There's a
In what
snake.
way?
I don't know, people talking about it. We do work within the Akashic records, you know, into and someone was telling us about her guide that showed up as Medusa. So it's just been really present for me, this energy of Medusa, um,
Hmm.
who obviously has the snakes as a hair. Yeah.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? I've
Mm,
just realized something actually, um, that also Venus in Libra on
mm,
the full moon is opposite Chiron in um, Aries. So, Jupiter is the apex of the T square. And that's the cardinal T square. So
yeah.
it's potent. It's very potent T square coming on the 5th of November as well. Um,
Oh, wow.
it This is a kind of T square, the cardinal T square, which presses you out. Makes you go and do something. It's very initiatory.
Mm,
And there is this, and so the apex with Jupiter in Cancer is pay attention to what your relationship with home means to you. How are you with your own home, which actually is your body?
yeah.
So that might be something to pay attention to, and this sense of who am I? And I think also when you've got Venus opposite Chiron, there really is about paying attention to how you how you love yourself.
Yeah, especially in Aries, because Chiron is in Aries.
It is. I
And
don't know who I
Chiron,
am.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chiron is the wounded healer. And
absolutely.
then Jupiter
Yeah.
is expand things.
Yes, it does.
And then Venus is all about love.
Well,
And
it's in Libra. Yes,
okay, so
absolutely. So
justice.
there is that love, beauty, wanting to
Mm,
find harmony and balance. So I think the home or
mm,
issues to do with home is going to be very relevant, especially with this full moon in Taurus. Taurus wants stability, it wants home,
mm.
it wants its the bull in the field.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it wants to be stable. But I
Yeah.
think there is this, it's a very potent
Mm,
yeah, a very potent T square here.
mm,
And of course, you could argue that um, Jupiter is opposite Pluto, although it's out of sign. So Pluto is at 1 degree Aquarius, but there is this opposition going on there too. So
mm,
again, I think, God, it's a difficult one to, to call on this one, isn't it? But I do feel,
yeah,
um, there's all to do with the home, what's
yeah,
mine, me. And then Pluto is going, no, no, we have to look at the bigger picture, at humanity, what the home of humanity is all about. So I think
yeah,
that's bringing in the Gaia and our
yeah,
relationship with the planet. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sure
yeah,
other astrologers will have other things about that, but there
mm,
it is a very potent,
yeah.
yeah, it's a
It's a
potent
very
one
potent
square.
time, isn't it? Now from probably kind of the 31st of October
Oh yeah,
with
absolutely.
the Pleiades are becoming
Yes,
visible now for the next
yes,
few weeks.
yes,
More so, they live in Taurus, which is
yeah.
obviously Taurus and Scorpio on the two ends of the zodiac.
Yeah,
Um,
the opposite. I think I just a shout out for Lucinda Riley, who
mm,
died sadly.
yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful author. And she wrote something called The Seven Sisters. There's a series of books called The Seven Sisters, which she bases on the Pleiades. And
Okay.
I adored them. So if
Yeah.
anybody wants a good read over the winter to get through these next 6 weeks, treat yourself to the Seven Sisters, and it's a series of the most huge books, and you just eat them up. Great
Oh,
book.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Lucinda
the
Riley's The Seven Sisters.
yeah. The Pleiades are called the Seven Sisters.
Yes,
And actually, the myth about the Pleiades is that Pleione was the nymph of the sea, and she had these six children with Atlas, isn't it?
yes, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
he
and
couldn't hold
then
them up. He couldn't
Orion
protect them.
was chasing them because he wanted to get them, and then
Yeah,
Zeus came in and turned them into doves and put them in the sky. So they're called the Seven Sisters. They're actually six, but in reality, there's thousands of stars, or hundreds at
yes,
least.
yeah,
And it's interesting because they even mentioned in the scripts of different religions as well, as being visible or being
yeah,
um, the bright star. And they very much also, I feel, represent this death and rebirth aspect that Persephone, the Pleiades, Samhain, all of these things are showing us this in the stars and the myths and the stories and the
yeah.
things, and it's something
It's
to embrace.
Isn't it deliciously synchronistic that at the time of Samhain that the Pleiades should come?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they're so beautiful, aren't they? And I've been
yeah,
reading up a lot about plasma recently because I'm into
yeah,
plasma at the moment, and realizing that I mean, plasma is found in most of the seen, what we see in the universe. It's not
yeah,
found in black matter, which is
yeah.
makes up most of the universe, but it's what we've seen. And apparently, I didn't understand this, that it's plasma, the effect of plasma that makes the stars twinkle.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
apparently, this is what
Yeah,
I understand. And I suddenly thought, do you know when you look up and you just go, oh, or, and I thought about the Heart Math Institute, and they've been
yeah,
doing some research into what happens when you're filled with awe.
yeah.
Opens your heart.
Yeah, yeah. And it creates that coherence that yeah.
Absolutely, the heart coherence. And so
Mm,
I suddenly realized that, this is the universe working so beautifully, isn't it?
yeah.
That they create this beautiful
Show.
canopy of stunning beauty. And
Mm,
we look up and our heart opens.
yeah. Oh,
So,
that's
and I
gorgeous.
just went back to the ancients. to and looked at Plato's teaching and Empedocles. And
Yeah.
Empedocles believed that when we incarnate through the cross of matter,
Yeah.
it's love that binds us here. And that I just found that fascinating. So they must
I
have
love
looked
that.
up, had the love experience,
Yeah.
and thought, do you know what? Of course it is. It's this love that binds
Yeah.
us. So I'm in the middle of researching all of this.
Oh, I really like that. Because looking at the five element theory, I was just
Yes,
writing a little bit about this as well. And ether becomes that plasma, that fifth
yes,
element,
yes,
which I
yes,
have, put together with love, because that
yes,
is the thing that binds us. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And we don't know it. What are we taught at school?
Well, what are we taught in church? That this God that loves us is going to judge us. So what is love? That's what my
Judgment. That's what it is.
judgment.
It's
That's
judgment.
not
Yeah.
love, though. There's
No,
no
no,
judgment in love.
no.
There's no, um, yeah, opposites. There is just love is this amazing thing, but if we
Yes,
diminish it, then we take the power away
yeah,
from
yeah.
ourselves. Yeah,
Well, the resonance stops.
exactly.
And it makes us go left brain. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to bring in Three Eye Atlas here because
yeah,
it is lots of stuff has been talked about it at the moment.
mm,
And it's hurtling.
yeah,
No, actually, it's cruising at a
yeah,
fantastic amount. I can't remember how many miles an hour, but it's, gobsmacking. And it's cruising through our solar system, which I think is really cool. It's not stopping off anywhere. It's not going, oh, I'm going
it's
to hang out
going.
with you for a bit. I'm just traveling on through to
Yeah,
somewhere else, and you don't even know where I'm going. And I kind of like this. Now, for me, I think the symbology of it is
mm,
lovely. I'm not into, I don't know about all this 5D jump. I'm not
yeah,
really sure about that. But I do think something is extraordinary happening because it is an unidentified object, a
yeah,
UFO.
yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah. And there's a lot, just to clarify, it's a comet, I would
It's a
say,
comet.
right?
Yes.
And it's moving at a very big, or
Yes.
far, moving
Yes.
very fast through the sky, past Earth shortly, or kind of
Yeah,
close
well,
enough.
millions of miles away. We
Yeah.
won't see it.
No, no,
Sadly, no, I mean, it's millions and millions of miles for
yeah,
us, but we wouldn't have even known it was doing it unless we had the James Webb telescope.
yeah, yeah,
So I do like that.
yeah.
I
It
do,
is.
I
It,
do
and
like the
this,
fact we've got
yeah,
a UFO floating through or cruising through our solar system.
yeah. And there's been a lot of these conversations, isn't there? A lot of UFO
Yeah.
aspects. There was some interesting things happening. I think it was earlier, late last week somewhere, where pilots were seeing these fragments. The one pilot was actually hit. It broke the screen of his plane,
Oh,
but it
right.
was fragments of a SpaceX rocket kind of thing that were hurtling back. So
Yeah.
there's all this stuff going on, I think, around us
Yeah.
that we don't know. I don't know when the rockets are being launched, or I don't know
No.
necessarily in this time when the veil is thinning, would we see things if we didn't know that they were possible? Do we just carry on with our blinkers on, or are we able to open our hearts and kind of go, anything is possible?
Great
Yeah,
mystery is there.
yeah.
I don't know. It's made me read the Hopi prophecies again,
Oh, that's interesting.
which I
Yeah,
find fascinating. And the Hopi prophecies talk about these two routes, the sort of, I
mm,
can't remember, one's a blue one, one's a red one, but if you go
okay.
down the lower one, you're kind
Yeah,
of not going anywhere. But if you go on the other route, if you choose to go on the other route of
mm,
awakening, I don't know what other word to use.
mm,
Um, I think, there is something more. Now, whether that is in a physical body or not, I have no idea. But I did find that fascinating. And if you want to look up, especially at the times, the times that we're facing now are so unusual.
yeah,
I'll put it like that. But they do
yeah,
talk about the ends of time that we know are
Mm,
when two inverted commas suns appear in the sky
mm,
around the time that the earth is going chaotic. And we've always already mentioned the chaos in the on the planet that we're experiencing, the hurricanes, the earthquakes, blah blah, all
yeah,
sorts of really weird stuff is happening. Three-eye atlas is no, it's no synchro, you know, it's no chance, it's very synchronistic. Whatever
yeah,
you believe about it, it's synchronistic. It's
mm,
happening all around the time of Samhain.
yeah.
You know, all of this, you think, oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting, isn't it?
yeah,
Without going hysterical over it, you know,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I'm curious.
Mm,
We haven't seen the two suns. We haven't. And
no,
Three-Eye Atlas is not one of the suns because we're never going to see it. But
no.
I'm curious.
Well, it is, you know, what is chaotic? How do we define that? Because there's
Yes,
still a lot of scope. There's still a lot of space for us to go
there's
into.
a lot of scope
Um,
going on.
and I think it's just I do feel there's a separation in our connections to each other, that some of us are able to open our hearts and our
Yeah.
consciousness to possibilities, while others just aren't in this lifetime. It's not their route, maybe.
It's not ready. And I
Yeah,
think that's where Neptune going back into Pisces is
Pisces.
saying, do you want to open your heart? Do you
Yeah.
want to know great mystery? Do you want to feel that connection? It's
Mm.
saying, we've been there for quite a while. We've gone out
Yeah.
of it. We're coming back into it again. Where are you? In the chaos, or
Yeah.
are you in that sense of opening up to the awe of the unknown?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Which is, yeah.
yeah. Just to finish off, just to go back to the Scorpio new moon at 28 degrees. So it's not the anaretic degree, which is 29, but it's almost there. So it's
Yeah.
very potent. And as we said, it's kind of a threshold between sort of the deep unseen. Scorpio is really the it is the unseen, but it's also, I always look at Scorpio as our relationship also with survival, because
Mm.
Pluto is about the bigger aspect of the
Yeah.
collective survival, and Mars is about the personal survival.
Mm.
So I'm curious about what's going to happen, especially as this this threshold is opposite,
Mm.
right smack bang opposite Uranus at 29 degrees Taurus. So there is an opportunity for great awakening again.
Yeah.
For those that haven't, they may have you might get a sudden, oh my God, I can see clearly now, that song. But I feel like there's a major inner alchemy
Mm.
possibly going on for those that really want to open up to it. And this is it's a new moon, like the full moon, completion, new
Yeah.
moon. What kind of seeds do I want to sow?
Yeah.
So yes, I think it's going to be very interesting, and there's going to be,
Mm.
because of the intensity of it, a sort of culminating a sense of urgency in
Mm.
November. That's what
Yeah.
I feel. I don't know where you want to go with that.
No, I do love that. I do love also, planting seeds need to be in the dark, right? We
Yeah,
can't plant
yeah,
seeds in the
yeah,
in the light. They need the darkness to germinate and do their thing,
yeah, definitely. And
which
we've
is
got
very
that.
Scorpio, I think.
Oh God, yes. And we've also got the passion of Venus in Scorpio as well. I mean,
Yeah,
she's right there. So there's this deep
yeah,
heart beating passion for truth, for what
mm,
is all of this about. It can be very obsessional,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
But there's something, it's very intense, I would say.
mm.
So yes, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Oh my God, by December. Is there anything else you want to add, or
No, I think we've covered
have we covered it all?
basics at least. We have an interesting, as always,
Yeah. And
space coming up. Yeah,
if there's anything, I think, yeah, I think we've covered it all.
yeah.
I think the
Mercury's
sort of,
also doing its thing through this month. I think it's kind of
yeah,
going
it
retrograde
seems,
and coming direct again. Um,
yeah,
so there's a
it
lot of
seems,
movement, communication, Mercury. Um, Mercury rules Gemini, Gemini is opposite Sagittarius, so there's a
Yes.
lot of these connections happening.
Yeah.
And
And
I think
also
too,
forensic mind,
mm,
Mercury is absolutely conjunct the new moon, so it's in Scorpio.
ah,
And that is the absolute it is forensic. So
yeah,
I think so a lot of people might get drawn to looking at death and dying,
mm,
or the occult, or wanting suddenly to go and learn the tarot or
yeah,
astrology, or all of that, the unseen, that
yeah,
things that have been pushed into the shadows, and maybe start bringing them out into the light. I think that's going to be interesting, especially because we've got Sagittarius following,
yeah,
and Sagittarius does not want to be in the dark. It really wants to be
yeah,
outshining. It's like massively enthusiastic with Jupiter
yeah.
going on.
But
So
also truth,
yes,
wisdom, truth and
absolutely.
meaning and substance.
Yeah,
Um, and I just want to
yeah,
say that occult, the connotation to that beautiful word has been so smeared. It
yeah,
actually just means the unseen, as you said,
yes,
the
yes,
unknown, the
yeah,
hidden.
yeah,
And there is, I think, Scorpio's connection to it is quite strong. That it wants to unearth these
yeah,
hidden mysteries and truths and things.
yeah. I think a
Mm.
lot of more scandal come up.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of space
Scorpio.
for that. Yeah,
Oh boy, that's another. We haven't
yeah,
got time for that, but whoa.
yeah. No, I see the White House is being renovated, broken down, and rebuilt. That'll be interesting. I just want to end with your beautiful quote or thing that you put around the new moon. What was that? The truth?
The new moon. Yes. So the new moon is going to be the threshold between the deep unseen and the truth, for new horizons, meaning, faith, and vision. So it
Yeah.
really is it's the deep unseen, the
Mm,
threshold between
yeah.
the deep unseen and the seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Sue. Enjoy Samhain. It's going to be
Yeah.
brilliant. Hopefully, we can see the Pleiades and we can really embrace this time
Yeah.
as a connection point instead of a one of fear of disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah. Okie dokie. See you next time.
See you next time.